Chapter 1, Stress Physiology. Have you ever wondered why your heart beats so quickly and you can't catch your breath when you're stressed? Or what that funny feeling in your stomach is? Or why you can't think straight? Well, let's talk for a moment about stress physiology. We evolved with an amazing survival mechanism you've heard of called the fight or flight response. This system was designed so we could save ourselves from a sudden physical threat. In order to survive a physical threat like a saber-toothed tiger attack or a caveman wants our cavewoman or an avalanche is coming, we need to muster an immediate physical response like fleeing or fighting. To have this physical response, we need to get fuel in the form of oxygen via our red blood cells out to the large muscle groups. The way this happens is the brain registers the threat to our life or safety. It sends a hormonal neurochemical message to the adrenal glands that sit on top of our kidneys. They in turn release adrenaline, or norepinephrine, and cortisol. This gets our heart pumping harder and faster. The blood pressure goes up, we breathe more rapidly, the liver releases other fuel for the muscles in the form of sugars and fat, and then in the body's innate wisdom, it also conserves energy. So any system not critical for our survival will temporarily shut down. So since we don't need to eat if we're about to be eaten, our digestive tract slows down, which, by the way, is what that funny feeling in the stomach is. It's the blood leaving the area to go to the muscles. The immune system and reproductive system may stop functioning as well. Now, if we use this system as it was designed, a physical response to a sudden physical threat, and if we survive, we'll have used up all these hormones and we'll be exhausted. We'll rest, at which point the various systems will come back into balance. The blood pressure and heart rate will come down, respirations will normalize, and then the GI tract will start digesting again, resume function, and the immune system and reproductive systems will restore themselves as well. Now, I mentioned the stress hormone cortisol earlier. One of its many functions is to help us refuel the body after we've burned all those calories running or fighting off the attacker. And what do we crave? Sugar and fat. Think about what you eat sometimes after a stressful event. The other thing to note about the stress response, another name for the fight or flight mechanism, is what happens to the brain under stress. We're using the primitive back part of the brain to muster this quick response, the part responsible for vital functions, not for cognition. We don't sit and contemplate the pros and cons or analyze the situation. We simply must react. In the next chapter, we'll get to what happens in our modern day stressors when the stress hormones don't go down and we don't get back into balance. Don't worry, in later chapters, we'll get to the good news. Through the power of mindfulness and meditation, we can not only become healthier, but reconnect with our moment-to-moment joy.